Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Kevin's Miniatures and Hobby Table. Today we have another battle report and we've got a new faction in here to talk about. I'm with Josh Richter, who's from the Edmonton meta, actually the St. Albert meta, is that right?
St. Albert meta, yeah.
St. Albert meta. We like to think of the St. Albert meta as being part of the Edmonton meta because it makes Edmonton like a little bit better, and that's mostly because Josh and Garnet and Mike, who are the founders of a group called Murderers Row, are all located in St. Albert, right?
Yes.
Mike from St. Albert as well?
Mike is just outside of St. Albert, but yeah.
I guess he counts.
He counts. And
Yeah.
there's also Steve, who is also one of the founders. He was here, but he moved out to BC.
Yeah, he's out in BC. Yeah. So we like to think of them as being in Edmonton because it raises our profile a little bit. Anyway, Josh is a very good competitive player. He places well in all the local tournaments. I haven't seen you out in a regional, or I should say, you weren't down at Lock and Load this year, right?
Not this year, no. I had to miss it, unfortunately.
What were you doing?
I was doing some schooling, so
yeah.
I was kind of stuck with that in exams and things. So.
Yeah, sure. All right, fair enough. How long have you been playing tabletop miniatures games?
I've been playing tabletop miniatures games for over 15 years.
Okay, what did you start with?
I started with 40K.
Yeah.
Like most, it's the gateway.
Yeah.
Into miniatures.
Gateway drug, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I played that for about 12 to 13 years, and then Garnet got me into playing Warmachine.
Yes.
And since then, it's been all Warmachine.
Okay, fair enough. Who are you playing in 40K?
I was playing the Tyranids, and I also played a lot of Elder.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you do with those armies now?
I have them in a box.
Okay, fair enough.
They hold papers down well.
Okay, fair enough. So I'm going to guess you've been playing Warmachine for about 2 years.
About 2 years, yeah.
Okay. Well, in 2 years, Josh has really made an impact in the community here. Tell us about the factions that you play now, and who you started with, and kind of who you're playing now, and so on.
I started with playing Kador.
Yeah.
And then I moved on to playing Circle.
Yeah.
And I've had Circle for a long time. I started playing them competitively just recently this year. Mm-hmm. My main faction that I had for the longest time was probably Menoth.
Right.
I played them for a good year, almost full year.
Yeah.
And then when I made the change into Circles, when I started to play more of a competitive, tournament-minded games.
Who were you playing when you were playing Menoth?
I was playing the Harbinger.
Yeah.
Like most Menoth players.
Sure.
A lot of Krios 1, Fior 2, and a little bit of the iCrios.
Okay, so fair enough. So just the good ones.
Well, yeah, High Reclaimer is pretty high up there.
Yeah, I know.
Stuff, but yeah, I was sort of a bandwagoner.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, tell me about Circle, because that's who you have out today, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Who do you like in Circle?
My favorite caster, possibly in the game, is Kromac.
Okay.
He just has a lot of tools, and he plays the beasts really well, which is the main reason I got into the faction.
Sure.
I also play Balder 2.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I play him in tier, at a tier 4 level. And I also play Kruger 2.
Okay.
As more of a control caster, and
right.
I have a typical list that he plays as well.
When you go out to a tournament, let's say it's a 2-list steamroller, do you usually take a Kromac and Balder 2?
Those are what I've been going with lately.
Okay. Yes. How do you see those two casters working together in a list pairing?
Well, I find that Kromac's main weakness is to heavy shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that Balder's tier list is very resistant to shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also resistant to controls, to control feats. It can't be knocked down, moved,
Yep.
or anything like that.
Yep.
So I use Kromac to cover anything that has a lot of infantry on the table. I do play him against Menoth, although not many people do, but I like to do that.
Okay.
Crix, he's my Crix guy.
Yeah.
And I'll play him against anything that has limited amounts of ranged.
Yeah.
And a lot of infantry, or a lot of heavies even.
Okay. So you're bringing Kromac out. Tell me about his list. Who do you have in his battle group, and what units do you like to play with?
I use a pretty standard Kromac list.
Okay.
I have
Well,
Getrix.
for the benefit of everybody, tell us about what that is.
The standard Kromac list is a 4-beast battle group.
Yeah.
Getrix, 2 Stalkers, and a Gorax. A lot of people don't like to play with the double Stalkers, but I really do.
Yeah. Do people often swap in a Feral, maybe?
They'll play Feral. I've seen Riphorns in there. I've even seen the Pureblood. A lot of people don't really love them, but for the magic weapons, I like that guy.
Yeah, sure.
But I like to play with the 2 Stalkers because I like to hot swap Wild Aggression, and it works really good.
Okay.
I also have a Druid Gone Wilder,
Yes.
The Warlock attachment.
Yeah.
For handing out animi.
Yeah.
2 units of stones, one with the UA.
Yes.
Shifting stones.
Units
I also
of,
have 2 Walled Stalkers.
Yeah.
I find that they're really good for the magic.
They're Wold Shrimp, right? That's the nickname for them?
Yeah, the mini shrimp with the druid leader.
They have magic shooting, don't they?
Magic shooting,
okay,
yeah.
all
Range
right.
10, PAL 12.
Yeah.
They have Zephyr and they have Concentrate.
Zephyr. Yeah, that's a good ability. The last circle guy I played against got off a telekinesis, 2 teleports. He did another movement shenanigan. It might have been another telekinesis, maybe through Megalith. I'm not too sure. And there was Severius. He was standing there going, "How the hell did you get? You wound up right in front of me. How did that happen?" You find that particular play style, the long lunge that they're capable of, does that play to a particular strength of yours, or is it a play style that you enjoy, or is that even a tactic that you use?
I actually use that quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
I really love it.
Yeah.
I find that if a player wants to move their caster up or heavy up too fast on turn 1, that I may go for it.
Yeah.
Depends on the matchup, really.
Mm-hmm.
If they only have 1 heavy, and I don't think they'll kill my heavy in return,
Mm-hmm.
like if they put one way off to the side, I will double teleport to try to get it.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's pretty gimmicky. Most people can see it coming.
Yes.
But
threat range on that has to be 8, 16, 20.
32.
Yeah.
Going second.
Yeah.
You deploy 10.
Yeah.
Your stones advance, and you also put a second set around your battle group in the back. It teleports it out the full 8, clipping the back of the base on your 80 line.
Yeah.
Then another 8. Then usually you move up a Gallows Grove, which you can TK forward.
Yeah.
Then base reach, and there you go. Kromac can do it 1 inch longer, but a lot more has to go right.
Yeah.
Because you can put up Warpath, do a leap,
sure.
do a movement,
Yeah.
kill a guy, and then Warpath for 1 extra inch. But
okay, so let's say you're at a 32-inch assassination. This would be the bottom of 1.
Bottom of 1.
Bottom of 1, 32-inch assassination. So you're looking at 32.6. Okay, so to get that 32-inch bottom of turn 1 assassination off, you're looking at an enemy caster who is coming out of his deployment zone, his 7-inch deployment zone, at about 10 inches.
At about 10 inches, a runner charge.
A runner charge. He's coming out aggressively. It's like, okay, then I know I've got him.
Yeah, a lot of guys with their control feats, things like that, like to do it.
Sure.
And that's
like the Harbinger, for instance.
Harbinger loves to charge out for team turn 1.
Sure. And Getorix isn't going to take a Magic Pal 14 coming in, right?
No, not with a couple place effects. It's
sure.
kind of a beautiful thing.
Okay. Yeah, of course, because those teleportations are placed. Yes. You're correct. Okay, so all right. Well, we're going to head over to the table. You've got a fully painted army out tonight.
Just about. One model just needs a little bit more paint.
Okay,
but
we won't show you that one, but we'll photograph the rest and we'll show it to you when we're on the start line. And let's head out.
Awesome.
All right, great. All right, this is Josh's setup. We've got a couple of units of shrimp over on his right flank, and then moving towards his left, we have the battle group in the center, including the Wilder, the Stalkers, Caster, Getorix. We've got some goblins in there, and Getorix, my nemesis. And then on advanced deploy, we have a set of stones up here, and Gallows Grove, and another set of stones. Okay, and this is my side of the board. I'm going to be playing Bart tonight with a Galleon. It's another new list for me, but I'm trying it out for the second time. And here's what's essentially the battle group, which is a Vanguard and a Galleon. Got Bart in there, and just a slew of support pieces, including Ragman, Dougal, Iana and Holt, and Tinker. Just off further on my right flank, on the other side of the river that's crossing the board, I've got kind of the spiny growth group with Wrong Eye, Snapjaw, and Bull Snapper. And then off on my left flank, we have Boomhowler and company, and that's 50 points right there. All right. Okay. Hey, and good luck. All right, so here we go. Let's see, we've rolled off for first player, and Josh gave me first player, which makes me nervous. And so we'll see what happens there. I'm set up here on the 7-inch line. Josh is set up at the 10-inch line, and he's got his advanced deploy out at 16. Let's just quickly run over the scenario and the terrain. We're playing fire support. That's 2 flags here, and 2 objectives here. That's friendly to me. Here, friendly to Josh. And we'll move these trees away so we can see what's going on when necessary. But essentially, these objectives are good for light artillery. Neither of us have light artillery, so really they're just a victory point to destroy the opponent's one. Then we have hills here, and on the flanks we have a river that's running down the right side of the board. We've decided that the entire width of the river model is going to be rough terrain and shallow water. We have 2 forests in the middle, and we have a couple of obstructions, and we're using the entire base as obstruction. Okay, so I'll be going first. Kill box is in effect in this scenario, so by the end of my next turn I want to be 14 inches up the board. I'm at the 7-inch line right now, so I want to get up 7. I'm not going to do that all on turn 1. So objective number 1 is just getting Bart up out of the kill box, or close to it, at least on turn 1. I'm going to take my my boom howlers, which is my frontline tar pit. I'm going to run them out and give me some cover. I want to get Galleon into a good shooting position. I think he's going to move up in the river. And then I've got my spiny growth group of alligators over here, or crocodiles, or whatever they happen to be. I'm not quite sure. Let's just say they're archosaurs. And they are going to be just moving up beside Galleon in a support position. So we'll just go ahead and start turn 1 and see how it goes. All right, here we go. That was a quick little top of turn 1. We've got the boom howlers up. Boom howler is here in the woods. We've got hot shot out, which is an upkeep spell on Galleon. He's run up. Vanguard has run up. The support staff and Bart are up, and we've got spiny growth out on the Galleon as well, and a couple of submerged gators over here. All right, so Josh, give us kind of your top goal for the bottom of turn 1 here.
Well, I'm going to move some of my units over to start trying to whittle down the boom howlers. Mm-hmm. Most of my battle group's going to move up towards the center, because that's where a lot of the action's going to happen. Try to get inside my stones, kind of situate myself in this area so that I can have access to both sides of the board, and use this intervening terrain to limit the amount of shots Galleon's going to get off on me. Try to move my Gallows Grove where I can start reducing tough, and try to clear out some of those boom howlers with my range attacks and my stalkers, and then just wait out as to what you're going to do with Galleon and see if I can't come up with a plan to counter it.
Okay, very good. So here we go, bottom of turn 1, circle goes. So that was the bottom of 1, and so tell us about your placement.
Okay, so I started off with moving my units. I moved my second unit of walled shrimp over to the side here on a flanking maneuver. My first unit of walled shrimps, I had them kind of move up forward a little more aggressively, but still trying to stay out of the walk and shoot range. Mm-hmm. I had my Gallows Grove placed next to the forest to gather a little bit of prowl, so it's now stealth. Mm-hmm. I then had both of my...
We'll get this out of the way here.
Sure.
Yep.
I had both of my stalkers move up. One of them got wild aggression. They both warped for prowl, and moved up kind of in and around 12 inches, so I could get a nice aggressive move up onto the map. Next, I had my caster go put up my upkeeps. I got Warpath out, and Viral Resolve, and Wild Aggression. The Gobbers moved up, put a cloud so that Geturks could come up and stand behind it, because he's a little afraid of the Galleon. Geterix warped for hyper aggressive, ran and riled. The Gorax riled for 2 and ran. Moved my large set of stones to pick up my stalkers in the front and basically pick up my battle group again. Small unit of stones are picking up the smaller portion of my battle group with Geterix and my caster.
Okay, and I think the most, obviously the key piece in a circle army is the stones. You've got 2 sets, you're looking for a double teleport. You've got essentially kind of 1 unit inside here that is not stealth, however currently protected by the forest and the smoke, and then the kind of the outside group has the UA and they are stealth.
That's correct.
Yeah, and their armor is 18?
Their armor is 18, they have 5 boxes.
Yeah.
They're immobile, so they're auto hit and melee and basically anything but for range defense.
Sure.
Most circle players know that after turn 2 or bottom of 1, someone's going to remove a member of each stone. So I don't often look to teleport after turn 2. They're mostly fury management and contesting.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, given the situation and the placement, actually knocking out stones in turn 2 is going to wind up being pretty tough, but we'll see what happens here. Okay, so we're going to go to the top of turn 2. This will be my turn. We're going to, I guess goal number 1 for me is to get out of Killbox. Goal number 2 is to get all the armor buffs up on Galleon. I want to get Galleon into Josh's face, probably place it somewhere in this area, and see what he can start doing. I'm going to bring the Gators up, probably on the flank, and see if in a later turn they can get a charge across the river. And everybody else is just going to play their support roles. So we're going to go to the top of turn 2 and see how it goes. All right. That was the end of the top of turn 2, and essentially we've got Call of Defiance on the Trolls. The Trolls put up their tar pit. Wrong Eye got his spiny growth out on the Galleon. Also, Bart got up, battened down the hatches, so now we're up to very high armor on Galleon. And essentially, Bart only moved up far enough to break the kill box, and then I've stacked in a bunch of stuff around him. I'm hoping that I haven't left a path for one of the Stalkers or Geterix to get in with a double teleport. I'm not quite sure. I'm often not very good on estimating these things, and that's pretty much it. So. I didn't advance and feat, which was an option for Bart this turn, because I was not confident that I'd be able to get a stone or 2 stones down this turn. It's just Josh has them hidden far too well back here for me to draw a bead on one of them. I wasn't going to take it out with AoE damage either. So I'm going to try to save the feat for next turn, if I'm still alive. And we'll go to the bottom of turn 2. Josh, what's your main goal this turn?
Okay, well, my main goal is going to be collecting some scenario points. So what I want to do is I want to get my tree into this position here so I can remove the 4+ tough. I'll use my Wild Aggression Stalker to try and take out some of these guys. I might even be able to get to Boomhowler, although he will get his tough roll, so I'm not sure if I really like that. Next, I'm just basically going to try to clear out some of the guys here. I I know it's going to be a lot of wasted attacks on the tough rolls and things like that, but I need to get some pieces in here to contest. I'm going to try to move my gobbers up in this direction and put up cloud to try to cloud up this area so that I can move my caster and leap onto the flag and then destroy the objective.
Right.
So we'll kind of see how that goes.
Okay. Here we go. It's going to be bottom of turn 2. Circle goes. That was the bottom of turn 2, and Josh was actually able to get a lot of work done this turn. Why don't you kind of go over some of the highlights of what you were able to do, starting with the boom howlers.
Okay.
And your entropic field.
Well, when you ran up as far as you did, and your one deviation landed on the key guy to open up a big circle for my my gallows grove.
Yeah, we should actually mention that from last turn, because I didn't talk about it at last turn, but when I was doing my gun port shots last turn, I actually had one deviation that came back into my boom howlers and wiped out my own guy here, which allowed you to bring your gallows grove in here with entropic force.
And entropic force got a pretty decent ring. First unit of wall troops came in and did a lot of shooting, cleared out most of the unit, and then did a little bit of damage on the objective. Second unit moved up, destroyed the objective. Then I used my large set of stones to teleport my Stalker in. He wild aggression and warpathed with lightning strike on him, and he ended up clearing out a lot of the boom howlers, including boom howler himself. Warpathed and then sprinted backwards to try to block line of sight to my caster. I then activated Kromac. I feeded this turn. I cut for 4, so I'm camping 5. I then put wild aggression up on this Stalker, which didn't end up doing as much work as I wanted him to do, because I sort of ran out of targets. And then he advanced and leaped, landed on the flag.
The flag.
So I got 1 control point for destroying,
the objective, destroying it, and
2 for dominating this objective.
So Josh is at 3 control points right now, which is really forcing my hand in my turn.
Next I had my Stalker activate, do a little bit of work. He came back, tried to get into a safe place away from the galleon. I then basically am giving a good portion of my battle group to Galleon to walk up and smash, hoping that he'll stay on this side of the board. I know that he has to move over here to contest me, so if I have any pieces left over here after his shooting or his melee, he's going to be... basically, I'm trying to give him a choice. Come for the scenario or come for the goodies.
Well, it's a foregone conclusion. Going into, I guess, what would be the top of turn 3 for me, I have to contest this flag, or you're going to win on scenario. I have a couple of things that I can do it with. I have 1 boom howler left. He can run over and get within 4 inches. He's currently unengaged. I can also give a focus to my Vanguard, and he can run 12, and I should be able to get over there to contest as well. Now, the Galleon can get a lot done in his turn. Where is your non-stealth set of stones right now? Is it this set?
It's this set right here.
Okay, these 3?
Yes.
Okay, and so this one, and that one back there are currently stealths,
yes,
right?
I couldn't move them because I used them to teleport.
You use them to teleport. Yeah, okay. Well, I think what I'm going to do during my turn is I'll be mini-feeding with Dougal. I'll be feeding with my caster. I'll be trying to contest this flag to try and save some points. I'm going to get Galleon into the thick of things, into the middle. I'm going to certainly be doing a lot of shooting and then drag, one beast in and start working on the attrition game. Let's see how this turn goes. Okay, here we go. That was the top of turn 3. The major thing that I needed to do was contest the flag here because otherwise Josh wins automatically. I was able to do that by running my last remaining boom howler in within 4 inches. I also applied a focus to the Vanguard and ran him, and now they're both within 4. The Vanguard is a tough cookie to take out. He's armor 22. So we'll see whether he can survive, and if he can, then I'm going to continue to contest the flag, because really all Josh needs to do on his turn is just knock these 2 things out, dominate the flag, and he's got the scenario. However, we've made it as tough as we possibly can. We've used Holt and actually a kiss from Iana to knock out the Gallows Grove. We used gun port shots to knock out 1 stone, and then kind of the majority of the wold.
Just about 2 full units.
Yeah. He's got. Josh has 2 left there. These are called Wold Watcher. No,
Wold Stalkers.
Wold Stalkers. Okay,
yeah.
So there's 2 Wold Stalkers left there. We had Dougal come up. Dougal did his mini feat for long range attacks, which really helped on the gun port shots at the Wold Stalkers back in that area. And he's also got artillery. He put artillerist up on Galleon, obviously, as well. Hotshot was maintained. We've got the Animus up as well, Spiny Growth. Bart came up. He feeded, so we've got the feed up for -3 to attack rolls and a knockdown on advances in his control area. And he put up batten down the hatches to give him an armor boost, the Vanguard, and also Galleon. Obviously, there's only 1 set of stones knocked out, so we've got another set, so we're still kind of in danger of shenanigans. We'll see what happens. And the Gators started crossing the river over here. We've got Getorix threatening the Galleon. We have both Stalkers up. But I was able to take out the Gorax with the Trident drag-in shot, and so that gets rid of Primal, which kind of helps.
It helps a lot.
Yeah.
My damage buff is gone.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. And I was not able to get up my death field with Ragman. I had to run through the woods here, which was unfortunate. This piece of terrain has turned out to be a real kind of difficult thing for me to work through. In any event, we're certainly contesting my flag. This is the area that needs my concentrated attention. So, Josh, why don't you talk about kind of the primary thing you want to get done in the bottom of 3, and that it may include an assassination, but who knows? Why don't you go for it? Tell me what you're up to.
Well, my original back plan was if both sets of stones were still up, I was going to go for an assassination because I could get this Stalker to Bart.
To Bart.
But you removed the middle stone, so I can't even shift my stones except for the new unit leader, which is here. So that plan is sort of out. My overall plan right now is to attempt to win on scenario. I'm going to use both of my Stalkers to try to remove these two models and my caster as well. Getterix is currently outside of my control area, but he doesn't have any fury on him, so he won't frenzy. So I'm going to try to maybe get him back into control. Right now with his feet up, I can't really advance onto the galleon. And I didn't realize batten down the hatches affect both jacks, so that is...
That's the battle group.
Yeah, that's going to be very difficult to take down. So my overall plan here is just to get both beasts onto that jack and see if my caster can remove the infantry model and then go from there.
Okay, let's go to, I guess it's the bottom of 3. Here we go.
All right. Well, I'm going to activate this Stalker.
Yeah.
He's going to warp for strength. Yeah.
Okay, so I
Sending
think...
it 10.
Yeah, hang on a second here.
I'm essentially a 3.
Okay, so essentially your mat is down by 3.
So I'm essentially a mat 3. So
Okay,
you're 13 and
going
10.
here, he's a 13, you need a 10. 8.
Yep.
Nope. So what's this? This is buy and boost again? Or?
No, this is by. He has wild aggression up.
Oh, whoa, sorry.
There we go.
Okay.
11. So I
What's
am
the POW?
18.
18 on 20, because my shield's down.
That's 2. And how many boxes do you have left?
It's
14.
10, 14.
14. Nope. So dice minus 2 is 3
Yeah, 18 on 20. 3.
to the 1. I know. It's good.
Is it hit?
6. So that's 4.
4.
Is that 3?
4 to the 3?
Yeah.
Okay, well, my movement's out, so I'm down to def 7. So you need a 4 to hit.
Hits.
Yeah.
I wish that would have happened before, because then I would have boosted damage.
This is your last swing, right?
This is my last swing. That's my
Alright,
last
so,
roll.
okay, so this is dice minus 2.
So you got 5, 6, 7. I need.
I got 5,
7.
7, 9 kills.
9 kills.
Okay. Here's a rack. Wow.
Ugh.
Just for the camera, there's a good pet.
Okay, so you are. He is a 12 goes to 16. I'm a 6. Need 2 8s if I stand still. For shots here and here to there. All right, so they're gonna go.
You're standing still for a name?
Yeah, he's gonna advance,
Yeah.
and he's gonna cast Zephyr. So Zephyr's in advance, but I still get my aiming bonus.
Yeah.
So,
But it's a place effect, right?
yeah, I'm just gonna spread out a little bit for you.
Yeah, okay. That's a good idea.
All right, so first
so
guy
8.
8.
It's
Hit.
good.
12 is dice minus 4.
12.
You're 16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dice
so
minus
you
4.
have 5. And you have 7, so tough roll.
6. He's tough. So he's knocked down.
He's knocked down. So anything but hits.
Oh, so close.
And a 5.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so
here it is.
I need one more tough roll for the game, right?
One more tough roll.
Okay. All right, so if I make this tough roll, you don't win.
I don't win.
This turn, you
This
don't
turn.
win. If I lose this tough roll, you win on scenario.
That's right.
All right, here it goes. It's absolutely the last attack you could get off on him, right?
That is right. I got nothing else.
Nothing else. Okay.
No.
4. Okay, good one. All right. So he goes down on a Zephyr Wool Trimp shot, and you're outside of 12, so you're not affected by the feet reduction. And I have nobody contesting within 4. You're dominating the flag again. You go from 3 control points to 5, and it is a win.
It is
Congratulations.
a win. It's pretty dicey.
It was so dicey.